State area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Craig Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
It'll be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Welcome live to Locust Valley High School, where this afternoon the Varsity Media Sports Network brings you a battle of undefeated teams in Conference A5. We've got the visiting Warriors from Wantagh at 4-0 against the home Falcons of Locust Valley, also at 4-0. Good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler here. We are so happy that you're able to join us here for this Section 8 game of the week. Arguably, the game of the season to this point. Two teams with high-level players. Both teams, of course, as well, undefeated at this point of the year. Wantagh leaning heavily on their senior leaders, Riley Brady, Lauren Goldberg, and Madison Taylor. She's actually a junior, but she's a returning two-year starter. They pretty much are the nucleus of this team that started the year with a win at Clark. Then they beat Lawrence, they beat West Hempstead, and they won a tight game at Island Trees, 52-47. Island Trees is a team that has a lot of seniors as well, and longtime Wantagh head coach Stan Bujicic said it was a good opportunity for his younger players to get that feel of a varsity game. Other than those leading players, they are a pretty young team. Locust Valley, on the other hand, just a well-oiled machine. A 27-game unbeaten streak right now. If you remember last year, 23-0. They beat Floral Park 42-34 to win the Nassau Class A final. They were set to take on West Hampton in the Long Island Championship, but of course, the pandemic hit that game, and the rest of the season was canceled. So that was certainly unfortunate for them, but they've picked up where they've left off. They, of course, lost two huge players, a pair of 1,000-point scorers in Paige O'Brien and Julia Sabatino, two 5-year varsity players, two 4-year starters, but as we'll see here this afternoon, Lindsey Hogan and Peyton Teeney certainly have kind of picked up in that leadership role, and they've really stepped up their game as well. We'll go to the starters now. First, for the visitors from Wantagh. Again, they come in with a record of 4-0. You see them on your screen. Taylor Kornbluth in the backcourt. And then you've got Smith, Brady, and Goldberg in the front court. Goldberg especially the player to watch. A 2-year varsity starter, averaging 16.5 points a game and 14 rebounds a game. And again, their head coach is Stan Bujicic. In his 28th year, a 1976 grad of Wantagh High School. He played basketball and baseball, and then he went on and played baseball at SUNY Cortland. 370 career wins for Stan Bujicic. Now the starters for Locust Valley, you see them on your screen there. We mentioned before, Teeney, Roberts, and freshman starter. You've got Hogan as well as Linden and Driscoll. We'll take a quick break for the anthem, and we'll have the opening tip when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back to Locust Valley, just about set for the start of this Conference A5 showdown between the Warriors of Wantagh and the Falcons of Locust Valley. Didn't want to leave him out. The head coach of Locust Valley, Michael Godone, in his 13th season, like Bujicic, also an alum of the school that he coached, a 1987 graduate of Locust Valley. His ties to this team run deep. Was a teammate of Peyton Teeney's dad as well. He's a teacher at Westbury. Look at some of the keys now for Wantagh. They've mentioned they've got to withstand the early surge. Locust Valley, all throughout last year and also for this point of this year, they've gotten out to these really fast starts. When you look at their first quarters, they've scored a ton of points, 18 points, 30, 23, and 25 in their 4 wins. So for Wantagh, it's about slowing that early surge, but they also want to hit some outside shots. They're very much an inside team, especially with Goldberg, the 6'2" senior, but they also want to be able to kick it out, hit some outside shots, and make the defense then force out. Locust Valley, of course, they know all about Wantagh as well, and it's going to be a different look for them. They don't see a lot of man defense, so they're going to have to get used to the man and also get second or those first rebounds to keep Goldberg off the offensive glass. Locust Valley and the home whites, they won the opening tip. They'll work it into the corner. Up top is Linden, hands off, quick ball movement. That's Teeney, kick out, quick switch to this left side on the dribble. Roberts. 3-point shot, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's won by the Falcons. Interior pass, back out, corner jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound. So those are those opportunities that Godone was talking about, but here come the Warriors now. Taylor driving off glass, no good. The rebound, though, is batted out of bounds. It'll stay with Wantagh. Just underway. We thank you for joining us. We apologize for that little bit of a delay. Weather being what it is, travel being what it is, but we're happy you're able to join us now. A nice quick pass down low, and the first 2 points of the game scored by Amber Linden down low. Locust Valley is a team that will look to move the ball quickly. They want to score their points as much as they can, certainly in transition. A lot of that comes as well from their defense. They're a trapping, pressing team. They want to make the opponent maybe play a little faster than they're used to. Corner jumper, no good. Rebound grab by Linden. Long pass down court. They'll push it back out. There's a corner three off the side of the backboard by Teeny, and she's really picked up her offense this year. A year ago, somewhere around 5-6 points a game. Now she's at 23 points a game. Lindsay Hogan has doubled her offensive output. She's now at 28 points a game. So when you've got nearly or just over 50 points between two players, that's a lot of offense, and you don't need to get a lot from others then. Long pass is corralled by Brady. She's quickly doubled in the corner, and Brady steps out. So there's that press the pressure that we're talking about by Locust Valley causes a turnover. Teeny, she's waited for this opportunity to run the point. Roberts looks for options, goes up top to Hogan. Unlimited range for Lindsay Hogan, the junior. Hands off Teeny, cross court Roberts. Off the mark, rebound grabbed by Riley Brady. But she stepped on the baseline, so we'll stay with Locust Valley. 8 on the shot clock. No reset on that miss. Up top, Roberts with 5 on the shot clock. Back iron, no good. Loose ball rebound, and Teeny is fouled on her way up. Foul was on Taylor. Madison Taylor, her first, and Teeny will go to the line. First free throw off the mark. When you see Locust Valley get out and break and get on the run, it's usually Teeny leading the way. Remarkably, she never ran track in her life. Second free throw is good. She figured, you know what, why not? During this break, during the pandemic, I'll stay fit. What does she do? But she's now the fastest time in the 200 meter in Nassau County. So Teeny goes 1 of 2. 3-0 is your early score. As you see at the bottom of your screen, there's that press and a foul out at midcourt. It'll go against Maddie Driscoll. Her first. Driscoll, really the only senior on this team. This is still, as experienced as they are, still a pretty young team when you think you've got Teeny as a sophomore, a junior in Hogan, Roberts, who came on as a 8th grader a year ago. You see that play right there where she throws it off of Goldberg's leg. A heady play there. Although they'll say it stays with Wantagh. I thought it should have gone the other way. Corner 3 off the mark. And there's Goldberg, the offensive putback. That's her game. She's one of the best in Nassau County at that. Teeny quickly on the break. Down low to Roberts for 2. 5-2 early lead. Wantagh looks to push the pace. Driving layup attempt, no good. Putback also no good by Goldberg. Offensive rebound grabbed by Brady. And they'll go back to Madison Taylor. Taylor drives, And she's called for the travel. Double was coming, but Taylor, the 2-year starter averaging 11 points a game, took the extra step. Wantagh now picks up in a little bit of a full court press. Hogan, she'll play on ball a lot. She and Teeny will share that responsibility. Goes for 3. Back rim, no good. Rebound grabbed by Taylor. She loses it to Teeny, and here comes Hogan again. Some contact. No call. There's Teeny exploding to the rim. Off glass, no good. Rebound to Goldberg. It's Taylor. She'll pull it back out. You see the 2-3 defense. 3-point attempt, no good. That was by Kornbluth, and here comes Teeny again. They pick her up pretty well, and Teeny is called for the offensive foul. So her first. And again, you see Locust Valley. They'll pick up full court, 1-2-2. Teeny with the steal. The scoop layup, no good. And now Wantagh looks to push. A little bit of a frenetic start early on. Hogan, long pass down low to Teeny. Can't get it to drop. There's Brady, and she'll hand it back to Taylor. Madison Taylor, last game against Island Trees, 11 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. Goldberg triple teamed. She kicks it back out up top. 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound goes to Roberts. Roberts looks to push the ball. Bounce pass in the corner. 3-point attempt by Linden was off. Roberts gets the rebound. She gives it off to Hogan. 3 minutes left. 5-2 is your score. Both teams struggling offensively right now. Teeny splits the D, goes to the corner. That's a good-looking shot. That's a long 2 by Roberts, and we have a 30-second timeout. We'll take the timeout as well. 2:47 left, first quarter. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back. There you see the Locust Valley huddle, and speaking with their head coach, Michael Godot, he said, we don't really normally play Wantagh. This is only the 3rd time since he's been coaching in his 13 years. There was an early matchup in his first year, and then you have to go back. Remarkably, it's almost exactly 3 years to the day. Their last meeting, February 21st, 2018, a 43-40 win by Wantagh. That was in the Nassau Class A quarterfinals. It seemed like last year maybe these teams would be set to play in the postseason as well, but Wantagh lost to Manhasset, and Manhasset was a team then that took on Locust Valley. Teeny ahead of the break, and there's the layup. As we mentioned, she'll get up ahead of really any player in Nassau County. She's got 3, and good hands by Hogan as well, getting in the passing lane, deflecting that attempt away. And Locust Valley, they've gotten out to really big leads, and foul underneath. Goldberg will go to the line. Foul was on Maddie Driscoll. Her second. Goldberg's first free throw is good. Second is good as well, and we have our first substitution of the game. Olivia Del Tato, the 6'1 sophomore, will come in for Driscoll. And again, some full court press here by Wantagh. Teeny backs out of it, swings it to Linden, and now it's Roberts up top to Teeny. Looks for options. Kicks it in the corner to Roberts. Bounce pass back to Teeny. A short jumper is no good. Rebound grabbed by Deltato. She can't finish, and Goldberg has it. She'll push the ball now. Looks for options. Tried to get it to Casey Kissinger, the freshman. She's an instant offense player off the bench, usually Kissinger is. She came in against Island Trees in their last game, 6 points right away. There's Teeny driving. Pass down low, off glass, and in by Linden. She's got 4. 11-4 is the lead. Driving layup, no good off the glass. Rebound, she gets her own, is Taylor. And she can't get that one to fall, and quickly looking to push the pace are the Falcons, and they get 2 more as Teeny gets another layup. She's got 5, and the lead is now 9. Bounce pass, short jumper, off the mark by Shannon Smith. Now Wantagh backs off their pressure, and Teeny's able to cross midcourt easily as we are under a minute left now in the first quarter. Roberts. Again, they're not used to facing man defense. Deltato looks for options, finds Roberts. 14-foot jumper off the mark. Battle for the loose ball. It'll stay Locust Valley's way. Taylor grabbed the rebound, but she lost control of the ball as she came down. There's Hogan. Hogan. Floater. No good. Another rebound, this one by Goldberg, and here comes Taylor looking to push. Ahead of the field is Brady, and she gets the layup. An important one for Wantagh. Oh, look, Taylor now with the break, or the steal, and then she's fouled on her way up. So Madison Taylor will get a chance to get into the scorebook. 2-year varsity starter, a junior. First shot, no good. Buyashit says, arguably, the best athlete, male or female, at Wantagh. She's a Northwestern lacrosse commit. And, of course, if you follow women's lacrosse, Northwestern, traditionally one of the top teams in the country. Second free throw, no good, but grabbing the offensive rebound was Brady. Back to Taylor. She's stripped from behind by Hogan. 6 on the game clock. Roberts driving. The jumper is good. And Roberts will beat the buzzer with that jumper. She's got 6, and the lead is 9 for the Falcons. 8 minutes in the books. We've got a good one here. Locust Valley, a 15-6 lead. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back to Locust Valley High School. Dylan Butler here. 1 quarter in the books, and Locust Valley, as you see on the bottom of your screen, a 15-6 lead. So another quick start, but Again, when you look at their starts, it's actually their lowest scoring first quarter of the season. So Wantagh, they said they needed to keep them at bay, withstand their early surge, and you can make the argument that Wantagh did just that. And if they maybe made a few more buckets, had a couple free throws go their way, maybe this one's a little bit closer. You look at last season for Wantagh, 15-6. They lost to Manhasset 60-51 in the Nassau Class A quarterfinals. Some injuries down the stretch really hurt them, and there's Teeny again, ahead of the break. 2 more. So much of her offense is doing just that, getting out of the break. Now to 2-on-1 opportunity for Wantagh. Teeny races back with the steal. The lefty goes to Hogan's, turns, looks for options, drives baseline. The floater is good. So Hogan gets her first 2, and now Teeny with the steal. Roberts, the floater in the lane is good. 6 quick points, and Wantagh will call the timeout. We'll take it with them as well. 21-6 is the lead. There you see Hogan driving baseline. You're watching the Nassau Conference A5 game of the week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Locust Valley. Quick 6-0 surge to start this second quarter has extended the Falcons' lead to 21-6. We also saw the first 2 points for Lindsay Hogan, who broke the school's record for points in the win, the 95-52 win over Island Trees. 42 points in that game. By the way, also 11 assists and 12 steals and a backcourt violation. So again, that pressure by Locust Valley. They'll go 3-quarter 1-2-2. They'll play a lot of 2-3. They trap out of that as well in the corners. And again, so much of Locust Valley's offense will come from that pressure defense. There's Teeny up top, and also just Teeny sprinting ahead of the pack. That's a good look down low. Goldberg got her hand on it, though, to get the steal. Now Taylor will have the ball. This is an important possession. Again, 6-0 surge right away for Locust Valley. And they get the steal. There's Linden coming away with it. She pulls it back, goes to Roberts. Roberts a year ago was maybe the biggest surprise. She came into the gym as an 8th grader. They thought, well, she's going to try out for the JV, right? Well, she not only made the varsity, but she also saw significant minutes, and that's increased now this year as well. A starter as a freshman, and she certainly doesn't look like a freshman. She has that poise and also just the maturity of an upperclassman. Teeny for 3. Teeny really leading the way right now. Roberts, tough defense. Taylor's got it. Teeny is all over her. They double her as well. Roberts rips the ball away. Quick break. Lefty layup. Teeny again. 26-6 the lead. Wantagh, no answers right now for Teeny. Roberts, another steal. That's back-to-back steals for Roberts. Pull-up jumper, no good. And there's Taylor. You see Teeny asking for help. They want to trap her as well. She gets it up top. Quick swing, left side. 3-point shot off the back iron. Another tip ahead. Rinse and repeat for the Falcons as Teeny gets the layup and the foul. You see Teeny again getting ahead of the break. She gets fouled, and that free throw will come after this timeout. 5:30 left, second quarter. Falcons open up a 28-6 lead. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back to Locust Valley. The Falcons opening up a 28-6 lead. They had a 15-6 lead after the first quarter, and so far, you do the math, that's a 13-0 run to start this second quarter. And again, so much of it has been Peyton Teeney defensively, Riley Roberts coming up with some big plays defensively as well, and then Teeney getting out on the break. In this quarter, she's got 9 points and 14 for the game. She's going for one more here from the line. Again, she's averaging 23 points a game. 3-sport standout, soccer and lacrosse as well. Back iron on the free throw. And here's Taylor. Wantagh needs a response up top. It's a battle of undefeated teams. Good pressure down low. Layup attempt by Brady off the mark. Roberts pushes the pace. There's Teeney. Bounce pass to Roberts up top. And back to Teeney. Not only is she incredibly quick, but she's a lefty, so she drives so quickly down the left side of the court as a traveling violation called against Hogan, and that's a different look for a lot of teams. They're not used to seeing someone drive down the left side of the court that quickly. Is a little bit of a break here to tie a shoelace. Olivia Del Tato doing that. And there you see again that 3-quarter pressure, nearly a turnover. Linden gets her hand in the passing lane. Brady pushes it ahead. That's Smith. Smith goes across. And Linden. Active hands everywhere defensively. And there's some active hands on the other side as well. Brady tips the pass away, the 3-year varsity player, averaging 6.7 rebounds a game. Solid leader. Very good defender as well, Riley Brady, 5'10 senior for Wantagh. Bounce pass down low. Del Tato tries it again. Third attempt. And she's fouled on her way up. So Del Tato will shoot 2 free throws. 6'1" sophomore. When she jumps into the, or likely jumps into the starting lineup next year, projects to be a starter, she'll be the first true 5 for the Falcons really in a long time. Again, 6'1", sophomore. They've had some athletic players sort of maybe playing undersized. Knocks down both 30-6 the lead. So Del Tato again, they're not going to miss much. Again, Driscoll's the only senior, so in this abbreviated season of just 8 games, everybody else will return as well. Substitutions for both teams into the game for Locust Valley, the aforementioned Driscoll. Inbounding underneath is Angela Pellicoro. Loses the ball. There's Teeney again, driving. Nice pass down low, and that's 2 more for Hogan. She's been relatively quiet offensively, and there's a layup by Goldberg. She leads the way for Wantagh right now with 6 of their 8. Midway through second quarter, 32-8 the lead for Locust Valley. Doing the job defensively is Smith on Hogan. She misses the driving layup. And there's Taylor. So if there's an opportunity, you just have to chip away for Wantagh. But here you sense maybe the opportunity for them to do just that. Turnaround jumper, foul line, no good by Goldberg. And now Teeny will look to go. Teeny works off a screen, maybe a little, almost a moving screen off the front rim, no good. Kick back out, Teeny for 3. Another one off the back rim. How about a third opportunity? The layup scoop, no good, and a traveling violation called on Driscoll as she fell to the court as she went to grab the rebounds. Madison Taylor. Also a really good lefty, like Teeny as well. They work it in outside in to Goldberg. Doesn't get it to fall. Hogan, quick pass ahead. Was a little bit off the mark, though, trying to find Teeny on the break. And now Wantagh gets it right back. Strong move to the hole by Riley Brady. Brady's got 4. And again, so much of the way Wantagh goes is their leaders. They're a couple of seniors, but also and a very experienced junior in Taylor. But it's Brady, Taylor, and Goldberg leading the way. Linden's layup no good. Rebound grabbed by Goldberg. And now Taylor has it. Taylor guarded by Teeny, lefty on lefty. Pellicoro, they swing it. Taylor looking for the ball down low, and a little bit off her positioning was Brady. Hogan ahead to Teeny. Driving layup is good, and the foul. Second old-fashioned three-point attempt here in this quarter for Teeny. You see it again. Just gets the positioning, and the foul was on Smith. So Teeny 2 years ago was kind of that understudy offensively. Last year played the wing, missed the free throw. She's been waiting for this opportunity to be the floor general. She is, and she has taken that chance and run with it. 34-10 the lead for Locust Valley. Teeny the steal. Drives, some contact, but they're going to say the foul was on the floor before the layup attempt. It was on Taylor. Her second, the team's 4th. Checking in for Wantagh is Juliana Sarasi, an 8th grader. Long, lanky lefty, really athletic as well off the bench. There's Hogan, puts it on the court. The scoop layup with her right, and that's good. And that's one thing, too, that Locust Valley head coach Michael Godone has liked to see. Hogan getting to the basket. She could finish with both hands, maybe arguably a better finisher with her left. But a year ago, kind of more of that spot-up shooter. But now she's added that drive to the basket as part of her repertoire as well. We approach a minute left. 36-10 the lead for Locust Valley. They get an opportunity now to add to that. Wantagh again looks to pick up pressure, and Linden goes across court. They're trying to keep the ball out of Teeny's hands. Taylor guarding her. So they'll go the other way. It's Linden. Drives, kicks it. 10 on the shot. Teeny gets it back. Little weave on the top. Driving layup by Hogan, no good. And now Wantagh looks to push. Scoop layup is no good. But Sarasi will go to the line. Foul was called on Driscoll. And that is her third. So she'll come to the bench. Roberts back in. Also subbing in for Wantagh is Olivia Nicholson. Twin sister Julia also on the varsity. Olivia, 2-year varsity player. First free throw off the mark. Second is short as well. And now Locust Valley could essentially hold for the last shot. About 2-second differential between shot and game clock. Hogan puts it on the court, off glass and in. Strong move by Hogan, and all 8 of her points in this second quarter. 10 seconds left in the first half. They look to kick it inside. The steal by Deltado to Hogan. She will not get a chance to put it up from midcourt, which you could argue is part of her range. But a big start for Locust Valley, and they've got a 38-10 lead. We're going to bring on head coach Michael Godone here as we set him up for our halftime interview. Again, a 38-10 lead here for Locust Valley. Certainly a great start for the Falcons. This is a battle of undefeated teams, 4-0 for both. And we have head coach Michael Godone. So, Coach, obviously a lead that you like here, it's a strange one, though, because the surge that you usually have in the first quarter kind of came in the second quarter.
Absolutely. And that was what we talked about earlier before, that the first quarter of this game was probably not going to be like we traditionally get out, because Wantagh is always such a wonderfully coached team and ready. So we were going to need to be a little bit patient. I think you saw in the second quarter, Lindsey Hogan let the game come to her a little bit more. But our defense and rebounding are the two things we want to key on. And that, no matter when that comes, that tends to help us out.
Yeah, you had Riley Robertick, especially defensively, was huge in that first half. And you mentioned it, Teeny, the fastest in Nassau County at the 200-meter, yeah. Just getting ahead of the break and getting her points in transition.
Yeah, we're lucky. She's not much slower with a basketball in her hand, but she has to shake off sometimes when she might get hit and she doesn't get a call. Sometimes as a younger player she'll let that affect her, but she's doing a great job at that today.
What as we let you go to the locker room, what do you want to see here in the second half?
Well, just no let up on the defensive end, defensive rebounding, let the offense continue to come to us. Even though we are an experienced team, show that we can be a little bit of even more experienced team of playing solid here and not allowing them to get back in the game.
All right, there's head coach Michael Godone for Locust Valley. We thank him for joining us here at the half, and we'll take a quick break. We'll get you some halftime stats or some first half stats and the start of the second half when we return. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming,
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
videography, and photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
We welcome you back to Locust Valley High School. Second half just about to start. We'll go over some first half stats. First for the home Falcons of Locust Valley. And you see, as we spoke to their head coach, Michael Godone, Peyton Teeney leading the way. 16 points so far. Lindsay Hogan, all 8 of her points in that second quarter. And also Riley Roberts with 8 points to lead the way for the undefeated Falcons, who have a 27-game unbeaten streak at this point. For Wantagh, scoring, leading the way, Lauren Goldberg with 6, and then Riley Brady with 4. And as we mentioned, 15-6 was the score after the first, but that 13-0 run at the start of the second quarter for Locust Valley opened things up. They went 23-4 in that second quarter and have opened up a pretty comfortable lead. As we mentioned, really only the third matchup in 13 years for Michael Godone between these two schools. Again, they're usually set up in different conferences. Of course, this year with the pandemic and the shortened season changed things a bit there, and last meeting didn't quite go Locust Valley's way. That 43-40 playoff defeat in 2018. But so far, things going pretty well. Jump ball. Possession will stay the same way. Stan Bujicic said as the interior pass goes to Brady. And a positive start for this third quarter, this second half for the Warriors. Brady's now got 6. Bujicic said, look, clearly against the defending county champions, good save by Roberts inside to Hogan, and she's now in double-digit scoring with 10. But he said, look, we're clearly going up a step in terms of competition. 3-point attempt off the mark. Goldberg gets the rebound, powers it up. Second opportunity, no good, but she's fouled on her way up. So Goldberg to shoot 2. And she was certainly a concern for Godone coming into this game because, again, you see her size. She's 6'2". She's a senior. First free throw, no good. So one of the keys that he mentioned coming into this game was limiting Wantagh to 1 and out. You don't want to get those offensive rebounds, those putback opportunities. Second free throw is good. And Goldberg now has 7 of her team's 13. Roberts up top to Teeny. Again, the game's leading scorer right now. Teeny looks for options. Back up top, they swing it in front of us to Roberts. Hogan thinks about it, pivots, turns, goes to Teeny. 4 on the shot. Back to Hogan. Hogan forces up a 3. It's off the mark. That'll be a shot clock violation, and there's that defense that Wantagh is known for. It's not flashy. It's kind of just that hard-nosed man-to-man, and they get a shot clock violation out of it. Ball gets swung to Smith. Up top for Goldberg. Gets the bounce. So Goldberg showing her range, knocking that three-point attempt down. So an encouraged start for the Warriors in this third quarter. Teeny to inbound underneath. Looks for options, finds Roberts. She'll take the shot, and that rims in. Riley Roberts also at 10 points for the game. Corner 3 off the mark. Chasing down the rebounds is Linden, and she looks to push. She pulls out. Gets it to Hogan. Hogan turns, fires, back rim, no good. Roberts, another rebound. She's been everywhere. Active defensive hands. That shot was blocked. Grabbing a rebound. She's scoring hers as well. Chasing down this ball now in the corner. Part of this double with Teeny. And a timeout was called by Wantagh just to kind of save that from being a timeout. We'll take the timeout with them as well. 5:22 left, third quarter. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Locust Valley. Dylan Butler here. We thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 42-16, the lead for Locust Valley in this battle of undefeated teams in Nassau Conference A5. These teams playing an abbreviated season, but no playoffs, no postseason. But the positive certainly is that there's just any sort of a season. It's pretty much like a third of what they'd usually be playing, but speak to a lot of people in the basketball circles as a running jumper there by Smith, her first 2 of the game. Any season is welcome. They didn't expect to be playing at all, really. It kind of happened quickly, right, where it's, hey, by the way, we're going to start. You have an 8-game season, and you're about a week and a half away from doing it, so not much of a build-up for anybody out there. Hogan's 3, no good. Taylor grabs the ball of the board, goes end to end. Her shot deflected by Hogan. Now she'll look to push. Hogan looks for options, and she'll drive to the basket. She's fouled on her way up. And she'll shoot 2 free throws. The fact that Hogan goes to the line as a little bit too of her progression as a player. First free throw is good. Godone said she probably went to the line 10 times all of last season. In a 23-game season, first 4 games, she went to the line 10 times as well. So that's her getting to the basket, getting opportunities, and as we see there, also knocking down her free throws. 44-18 the lead. By Locust Valley. Taylor hands it off. 3-point attempt off the mark by Kornbluth, and ahead of the pack again is Teeny. Lefty layup is good. 18 now for Peyton Teeny. And again, rinse and that's not a replay. That's again Teeny getting ahead of the play for another layup. 4 quick ones by Teeny. She's got 20 on the game. 30 is the lead for Locust Valley. This was, again, one of the more anticipated games this season. This time, she hands off to Roberts, who gets the layup. Timeout is called. Roberts with 12. It's a full, so we'll take it as well. This is a replay. Teeny going ahead to Roberts, but it's been that kind of a day for the Falcons. They have a 50-18 lead. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back. How about that look that Chris Sweeney, our director, gives us from the corner? 50-18 the lead. Locust Valley over Wantagh. Again, this came in as a battle of undefeated teams. A lot of hype, kind of in a season without playoffs, had that playoff type feel to it. Stan Bujasic, the longtime head coach for Wantagh, though, kind of was trying to guard against that. You know, he said generally we are a very young team. Hand check called. Foul was on Riley Brady. He said it's not a rebuilding season this year, especially when you've got leaders like Brady, Goldberg, and Taylor, but after those first 3, he said his team is very young. And they'll learn, certainly, from this game as well. There is Taylor. See the 2-3 defense. Swings it to Kornbluth. Down low is Taylor again. Into the teeth of the Falcons defense. A jump ball is called. It'll stay. Or will it? No, it'll go the other way. All right, we had that jump ball earlier. No, it will stay with Wantagh. What we know is there is some confusion. No, Wantagh will have the ball. Underneath, no reset, though, so there's 11 on the shot clock. Taylor, contact, no foul, and again, Teeny ahead of the field. Count it. And the foul. Kissinger swiped down. You can see the strength here of Teeny. We take another look to finish with her left again. She's at 22. Going for her season average now. Misses the free throw. And Taylor crosses midcourt. Bounce pass, trying to find Goldberg. Active hands again. There's Roberts. Roberts drives on Goldberg, puts it behind their back. 11 is Kayla Van Cott. 3-point attempt, no good. There's another jump, and knowing what we know a second ago, this one will absolutely go Locust Valley's way. 2:03 left. Sub for Wantagh into the game. Catherine Killian, first-year varsity player, a 5'4" sophomore. Pass inside. Deltado, no good. Another jump, so we'll go back to Wantagh. Another sub for the Warriors. That's Sadie Reish, 5'10", 8th grader. Vujicic had a funny story. He said last year before the pandemic, he had to step in to coach the 7th grade team at Wantagh, and Reish really stood out to him. So when he knew that Reish would come out for tryouts, certainly remembered her skill and her ability. And there's Kissinger, the freshman. So here's where you see, right, when you take out that big three, if you will, of Wantagh, how young these Warriors are, putting it on the court. But a foul was called on Van Cott. Her first. And Maddie Driscoll back in the game for Deltado. 89 seconds left in this third quarter. 3-point attempt off the mark. Trying to corral the rebound, but unsuccessful in doing so was Madison Taylor. Wantagh again now picking up full court. Hogan switches to her left. The outlet pass. Backing out there was Teeny. Goes to Roberts. Bit of a different look now defensively, and Roberts uses her strength to get two and the harm, the hoop and the harm. Strong move by Riley Roberts. Last year had a need backed up at the 4. Now a little bit more comfortable as the 2 guard. She completes the 3-point play. She's got 15 on this game, well ahead of her season average. Steal by Van Cott. Hands it off to Teeny. Hogan nearly lost the ball. Back to Teeny. Steps back, 3-point shot, no good. And here comes Taylor the other way. Driving baseline layup attempt, no good. Rebound also knocked away, and there's Teeny again. Looks over her shoulder, wisely backs it up. There's Driscoll, who kicks it back out. Roberts spins. Shot clock, game clock, pretty much identical, so they'll hold, it seems, for the last. Teeny up top. There's 7 on the shot. 3-point attempt from the far side is Hogan. Dagger 3 to end this third quarter. So 3 more for Hogan, and it's all Locust Valley through 3. There's a 3 to end the third. 56-18 the lead by Locust Valley. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back to Locust Valley. We thank you so much for joining us as well. Obviously, in this pandemic world of ours, there's no spectators allowed here. But honestly, with the weather the way it was today, not sure you really wanted to come out anyway, right? It's been brutal. I'd rather be watching the game at home as well, maybe with a cup of coffee. And what a performance to this point by Locust Valley. Again, these were two teams coming in undefeated, facing really similar teams. Wantagh with wins at Clark against Lawrence and West Hempstead at home, and then a tight win at Island Trees. And Locust Valley hasn't really had a close game to this point. 69-26 over West Hempstead, 70-20 over Seaford, 95-52 over Island Trees, and 59-19 to Clark. This, we figured, would be their tightest game, and you see what Locust Valley has done. They're really flexing their muscles. 27-game unbeaten streak, and in 8 minutes, more than likely making that 28 games in a row. In a season where there is no postseason, you kind of wonder where some of the motivation comes from, and there's plenty here for Wantagh. They come in with that hope against the county champion, an undefeated team, looking to maybe make their own noise as well. They've got a lot of motivation coming up as well. Hogan, 3-point attempt was short. They take on North Shore. It's a team that's been a rival the last couple of years, and they've got their kind of backyard brawl with Seaford, where everyone knows each other, right down the road there on Wantagh Avenue. 3-point attempt, off the mark, no good. And then you've got Carl Place, the defending Class B champion. So a lot left motivationally for Wantagh, and of course Locust Valley. Look, this, again, kind of robbed of a chance. They looked very much like a team that could battle for a state championship, win the first one in program history, and they did make history last year in the regular season as well. The first time the Falcons ever went undefeated during the regular season. They backed it up with a great run through the playoffs, going on to win the Nassau Class A title. And they just want to continue doing what they've been doing. Inbound underneath for Wantagh. Jumper is good. That was Angela Pellicoro, the sophomore, showing that range a little bit. Her first two of this game. Hogan thinks about it. Great look down low and off the glass and in for Del Tato. What a look down low by Hogan, who is getting those college looks. Kind of looking to go to one of those really high academic D3s, but there's also some D1 looks as well. So certainly will have an option. She will absolutely play on the next level. 3-point shot, back rim, no good. Rebound lost. Wantagh maintains possession. Olivia Nicholson hands off in a traveling violation called against Pellicoro. Amber Linden back in the game for Hogan. A 40-point lead for Locust Valley. 6:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Slight delay because the ball actually went literally out of the gym and went into the hallway. By the way, what a great job, too, Locust Valley has done with their hallway art. When you walk in to the gym, it's all current athletes and even some from last year as well. There's Julia Sabatino and Paige O'Brien, the leaders of that team a year ago, a pair of 1,000-point scorers. Their accomplishments are on the wall, and it's all the athletes from the multiple sports. Del Tato, another shot clock violation called. It's all current athletes, all being honored in the hallways. Great job by the school to freshen up the hallway and really give the current athletes some love as well. 3-point attempt is good. 3 more from Pellicoro. All 5 of her points coming in this fourth quarter. Bujic said it too. Decent range outside. 2-year varsity player into the lane and fouled on her way up. Reish called for the foul. Her second, so Roberts will go to the line. First free throw, no good. Coming in averaging about 6 a game, so she's already at 15 in this game, so a breakout game in that sense offensively. Second free throw is good, and again, we've seen her do a little bit of everything. Stepping into the game, Juliet Alessi, the freshman, one of 2 Alessi twins, Victoria the other. So this is an opportunity to get some of the younger players for both teams some valuable varsity minutes. That's one thing that we spoke about with Michael Godone in our lead up to this. You know, there's no JV team this year, no JV basketball. That shot went off the backboard. You know, so the question is, how much does that hurt the younger players? Well, the positive of that is, even though you can't match the experience of playing, no matter what the level is, just those minutes are so valuable. You get to go to practice against players like Teeny and Roberts and Hogan and Maddie Driscoll and kind of just get the feel of the pace and the physicality and what's needed on the varsity level. And there's a physical inside move by Del Tado. 2 more for her. And this is going to be just a substitution timeout, so we'll keep it here. So even though you lose the playing experience, and there's another look inside on that strong move, even though you lose the playing experience, you know, you do practice every day, and Godone said he loves having all these younger players with him on the varsity, and look, it just speaks volumes to what you can see in the future now for the Falcons. There's Linden with the short jumper. 2 more for Amber Linden. She's got 6, the lead 65-23 as we are midway through this fourth quarter. Kind of unexpected of a lopsided result, but it again kind of speaks to how Locust Valley is just humming on both sides of the court. Alessi hands off to Sam Amendola. 3-point attempt by Linden off the mark. Amendola, an 8th grader. So you've got the Alessi twins. They're both freshmen. You've got Ainsley Johnson. She's a freshman as well. Holly Ward, number 30, is an 8th grader. So all these girls would have gained minutes on a JV team, but they get their taste of varsity basketball instead. Another substitution timeout here. So Christina Pirno, number 1, comes into the game, as does Victoria Alessi. So Godone making sure there's plenty of playing time in this game, and he's looking further down his bench, and we'll try to utilize everyone here this afternoon. It's Pirno up top. Ainsley Johnson will get ready to check in as well. First time we'll see her. Nearly a backcourt violation. Pirno to Roberts. And again, we will see some subs for both teams. For Wantagh, it's Sadie Reish checking back in the game. Well, we get a chance here with 2.5 left in this fourth quarter. Want to really thank the athletic director here, Danielle Turner, as Roberts backs up. Shot clock violation called in this really difficult time of the pandemic. She has done a fantastic job just making sure that there's a little bit of normalcy, if you want to call this normal, for her athletes, and making sure the gym is set up, and it's not in the athletic director's guidebook, I'm sure, how to deal in a pandemic, but Danielle Turner has done a fantastic job doing so, and same with Jen Keene over at Wantagh. We want to also thank her. We had dueling Locust Valley Wantagh broadcasts here. We hope, maybe with a little bit of the delay that we had here, that you had a chance to catch some of the boys' game. Locust Valley against Wantagh. My buddy Matt Shortis on the call of that one. Shooting 2 is Casey Kissinger. First is good. So Kissinger gets her first point of the game. Second free throw rims out, no good. She's one of those as well, just kind of getting up to the speed of varsity basketball. Roberts now running the point with Teeny on the bench. Del Tato hands off. They'll run a little bit, looks like almost like a weave up top. In the corner is Pierno, and she steps out. 2 more subs for Locust Valley, and I think we've seen everybody now. Holly Ward, 30 into the game. And as we said, an 8th grader, so a young team gets even younger right now in these closing minutes of the game. Driving layup attempt, and a foul was called underneath. We want you to stick with us after this game. We'll have our Varsity Media Sports Network player of the game, another sub for Wantagh. It's Julia Nicholson back in the game. 2 free throws. Second is good by Allen. So Julie Allen gets herself into the scorebook as well. Ainsley Johnson hands off. She gets the ball right back. Fires a long distance shot, no good. Here comes Wantagh on the break. Scoop layup, no good by Olivia Nicholson. It's funny, usually we just sort of say last names, right, to keep the play going, but it's hard with these two teams because you've got a pair of twins on both sides, so you've got to say Olivia Nicholson because there's also a Julia Nicholson on Wantagh, and then there's the Alessi twins as well for Locust Valley. Up top, Olivia Nicholson, hands off, long distance 2 off the mark. No shot clock reset, so the shot clock is now 8. Driving layup is good by Julia Nicholson. So she gets points. Another substitution timeout. So again, we'll keep it here as Julia Sarasi comes back into the game. Under a minute now to go. 65-27 is the lead. Sam Amendola, hands off. Looking to steal a ball with Sarasi, the 8th grader. It stays, though, with Locust Valley. There's Johnson, nearly losing the handle. Strong defense played by Arish. Johnson gets it right back, 10 on the shot clock. Johnson, interior pass, the double. And the attempt is up, but a traveling violation called first. Now shot clocks are off. Final 20 seconds here as Julia Nicholson hands off to her sister, Olivia. They swing it back to Julia. She'll attempt a long-distance shot. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. Chasing it down there was Killian, the sophomore. 7.3 on the clock. Inside basket. 2 more for Reish, or her first 2, I should say, and Wantagh or Locust Valley can just let the clock wind down, and they do just that. We'll take a quick break. Final score 65-29, so the winning streak for Locust Valley extends to 28 games. We'll have our Varsity Media Sports Network Player of the Game interview when we return right after this break.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming,
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
videography, and photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
And welcome back to Locust Valley. Again, your final score, 65-29. The Falcons extend their winning streak to 28 games, and a big part of that is our Varsity Media Sports Network Player of the Game, Peyton Tini. Peyton, thank you for joining us. We had to track you down there. You're so fast on the court. We weren't sure if we can get you for the post-game interview, but Peyton, to start, you guys didn't get to that fast start that you're used to in that first quarter, but it seemed like, in that second quarter. A lot of the defense, maybe led by Riley Roberts, and it seemed like it was replays over and over, just you getting ahead of the pack, getting those layups.
So a lot of the times we say that defense makes offense, and in the first quarter we were all a little bit tired, but once we picked it up, we were able to get out ahead like we always do and run up the score a little bit. Yeah,
you led the way there, and it's interesting because third-year varsity, 2 years ago, kind of that understudy, looking to, or at the point, last year more on the wing. You've kind of been, Coach Godone said, you've been waiting for this opportunity, and you're that floor general, and you're really kind of thriving in that role. I mean, how does that feel to kind of be running the show?
It feels really good because I have been looking forward to this for a while, just to be the point guard. And I know it's a lot to fill Julia Sabatino's shoes and everything, but it was really fun playing with her too, but it just feels good to be able to have control and be able to run at the pace that we do. So,
you guys, you led the way today with 22. You're scoring obviously well up. If you would have had that free throw, you were right at your season average at 23. But a balanced scoring, right? Again, where Hogan's got 16, Roberts had 15. You and Lindsay especially have kind of been that 1A this year scoring-wise, but you guys have shown the ability throughout your lineup to score the ball, huh?
Yeah, me and Lindsay have a nice chemistry together. I think we kind of go well, and a lot of the times we do like a good give and go, or like she is usually the one who's throwing me the pass ahead of the pack. We just have a good connection there. So
two more quick ones. First of all, how do you go from never running track in your life to being the fastest player in Nassau County in the 200?
I don't know. I guess it's just kind of natural to me because I've always been like one of the faster people in whatever sport I was playing. And my dad always told me that I should run track, and I always couldn't because of soccer, basketball. I was always playing a sport at the time, but the opportunity presented itself this winter, and I just took it, and it was a lot of fun.
See, I'm a newer dad myself. I have a 2-year-old at home, and dads are always right?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
He thinks he's always right.
No postseason, obviously, this year in this abbreviated schedule. You had that kind of difficult thing last year where you were going to play the LIC, and then the pandemic hit. So kind of what is the goals here down the stretch here? You're now 5-0. There's 3 games left.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to accomplish?
I would say the biggest goal is to keep the streak going, because I don't want to let down everyone who was supporting us last year. I feel like it's just a good journey to be going on to continue the winning streak that we had, and it's just really important to continue the legacy of the girls who left last year and who didn't get a chance to play in the Long Island Championship or maybe go further to states. Yeah.
Sounds like a good goal, and the way that you guys are playing, I think you are well on your way to maybe accomplishing that goal. So Peyton Tini, our player of the game, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on a great game.
Thank you.
So Peyton Tini, you see 22 points to lead the way for Locust Valley. We'll give you a couple of their high scores. We mentioned it a moment ago as well. Lindsay Hogan with 16 and 15 as well for Riley Roberts. Again, your final score, 65-29. Locust Valley with the win. They improved to 5-0. The Warriors of Wantagh fall now to 4-1. For AJ Nieves, Chris Sweeney as well, I'm Dylan Butler thanking you for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon on the Varsity Media Sports Network.